Round two, let's try this. Let's try this a second time. Wow. Okay, give it a minute for people to show up. This was just all weird. Oh my goodness. So we're trying this again. Oh boy. See, anybody will join me over here. I'm sorry. Things did not work out as well as they should have. See if that's okay. Chat shut down on that one. So yeah, I'm sorry for what happened. Somehow things got befuddled. So we to me, Mr. Coop, if you return, please say hello. Wow. Yeah, I just restreamed this all of a sudden. I just went. By cracky Iraqi. So see if there's anything else I missed over on the other stream. Trying. Oh, okay. Hey, wait a me. Welcome back. Sorry, I had a. Yeah, I just restream just went haywire on me. Here 1 minute, gone the next. And then trying to log back into things that I even had trouble. I had to log back into YouTube on the browser. It's like, so I don't know if it's a combination YouTube, restream. Yeah, things just were not cooperative. Yeah, sure, I can do that. And anybody else that's here, please feel free to say hello. Mr. Coop, if you're back, well, I hope you are. Oh, wrong. Hope if I typed the right thing. Okay, there's that other channel. Where? One thing about laptop cameras. There we go. Now what I can do with that is pin it. That'll be helpful. Hello, dear. Yeah, I'm just fighting. Had to reboot one laptop and relog into stuff all of a sudden on another. It's like, boom, I just load the YouTube tab on the browser, which was logged in, and then I literally had to relog into YouTube. So I don't know if it was YouTube's hiccup that backfed into Restream, or if it was a Restream hiccup that took out both. I'm watching YouTube. Nah. Anybody else here, please feel free to say hello. As I was saying before this all went haywire, is okay, I'll back it up a little bit. On my other channel, which I posted the link and pinned the link at the top, which has like currently 5 subscribers, and I think I'm 2 or 3 of them. And my wife is maybe another one. Well, I was talking about doing Bible readings, like an hour of Old Testament, an hour of New Testament, King James Version to recatch that part, and starting Genesis for the old, Revelations for the new, and then working the way towards the center of Scripture. And however far I get is however far I get within an hour, an hour slot each. So, and then probably do it live, well, this first time tonight, I'll do it live. Just don't have this. Well, I kind of have this set up, but I'm not set up really to try to record and produce a lot of things. So now I'm a little out of breath. So but yeah, that was just totally weird. It wasn't just one device that was having trouble, which usually it is just one device. No, it was 3 different devices. My cell phone wasn't able to properly log in to Restream. The computer that the camera's on that I'm waving to now, that one couldn't. Just got kicked out of Restream, and another computer just Restream / YouTube just went all haywire. Happy, joy. Let's see. That's fun. Was the music that did it? Let's try. A little background music. See if it does it to me again. There we go. Just enough of a background to be fun. Oh boy. Hey, Mr. Coop. Right now I'm just kind of hanging out, so if you want, you're welcome to join me. Hang out and chat. This is my general channel. If not, I understand. You wouldn't, but you beat. Okay, so that means you will, or with the double negatives there. I get it. It's late. So insomnia stinks. Yeah, see me looking over here. It's just I can actually see the chat live versus the delay. The infamous feed delay. Yes, that's what I'm going to be planning on doing. I plan on doing over on the other channel, or one of the many things I plan. Oh, it's nice to see ya. No, you were typing just fine, Coop. It was the your English wasn't Englishing. It wasn't mathing. It's all right. It's all good. But it's so hard for me to find a decent time to stream. And to stream regularly, anyways. Everybody's got their fun little time slots. Oh, that's not the right image I wanted. Reverted back to that one. There we go. Well, autocorrect is better than auto incorrect. Have I gotten any sleep? Yeah, I've slept here and there. In fact, I missed all but the last 5 minutes of Spawn Trooper's stream today. And definitely missed Skipper's stream, which was during Spawn Troopers. Yeah, but my sleep is, ask my wife, it's very broken up. 2 to 4 hours here, 2 hours there. And then sometimes I'll pass out for 8 to 10. You never know. That's my other channel where I'll be doing the scripture reading fun stuff. And plus, you can check it out. Some of the podcast stuff I've done for Christian Cowboy Journal podcast. YouTube allowed me to download them off of Spotify or Anchor FM or whatever it is these days. Some audio only stuff. Which holiday? Thanksgiving or Christmas or New Year's? But no, even for the holidays, we don't tend to make too many plans because God always laughs and changes them on us, especially when you're relying on other people that aren't very, that may or may not be reliable. But it's always definitely spending time with the family here. Me, the wife, the kiddo, the dog, the cat. Watch some boob tube, maybe, attempt to get up early, attempt to be up at the right time to catch the Macy's parade. I like watching that every year, but it's gotten harder and harder to watch. I mean, I remember it was a little easier to watch as a kid, but now it's just they jump around so much and too many commercials. And what you see on one channel, you won't see on the other. And yeah, yeah. I mean, definitely a channel flipper's nightmare. I used to, growing up, it used to be like watch NBC because you got the peacock they make it into the little turkey feathers and that's where all the parade, that's where the floats and the marching bands and and whatnot would be, and all the Broadway's type stuff was over on CBS and whatnot, and that's what I remember. That's kind of the way I remembered it growing up. And now they care more about the politically correct Broadway shows more than they do about the marching bands that have come they've gone cross country to show up there. High school marching bands and stuff that raise their funds to be there, and rain, sleet, or snow, and the balloons and all that. You just don't. It's just not. I mean, I think it's still a little fun here and there, because you get to see some of the older balloons, but that are still in use. Eh. And then we try to watch I try to watch the one of the games because my team's in it, but when they're going to stink and probably lose, you don't tend to watch. That, and they flip that around too much. I mean, used to be like the Cowboys and Redskins game. Then you had the Cowboys and Green Bay Packers, and I forget who they're playing this year. Cowboys and Guys, whatever. They keep changing the rivalries around. It's just no fun. My favorite Thanksgiving rivalry was when it was basically Cowboys versus Green Bay. on Thanksgiving. But part of that's because they changed up the divisions. And then they took away the name of Redskins, and it's now the Washington Commanders or whatever. And that was actually kind of fun, basically kind of had a Cowboys Indians. but then again, that was mostly before me, or when I was young. I mostly grew up with the Cowboys Green Bay games. But it's just like NASCAR. It ain't worth watching anymore. The politics has just completely ruined it. Turkey gravy. Okay. That's one thing I've never been huge on. I've never been huge on the turkey gravy. I've always liked the sausage gravy better. But that's just me. Did we lose weed to me? Mr. Coop? Well, Mr. Coop was talking about. I'll be surprised if we lost him, but. Well, man, nothing ever stays the same, but you would hope some traditions would remain, but. I mean, at this point, you might as well just have, just turkey bacon and tofurkey. That's what they want, anyways. Although turkey bacon ain't too bad. I mean, trying to eat healthy, it's not the same as regular as bacon, but it ain't half bad. But with a tofurkey, ugh. But one advantage to living in an RV, there ain't enough room to cook a big old turkey and then try to store turkey for the next 3 months. Whoa, that's a little loud. Turn that down. And tell Mrs. Coop hello. Tofu should not be in the same room as turkey, but that's all a grocery store is one big room. Fun. I guess I'm not as popular on Facebook tonight. And that's okay, though. I was surprised The two friends showed up from Facebook last night, and they're really surprised I saw a like from Skipper. But oh well. He didn't watch or say hi, but he did give me a thumbs up over on Facebook. Well, I guess that's one way to do it. So now the question is, were you given another turkey? Or do you get to join the elders? Yeah. Well, one thing I'll say is I'm not a huge turkey fan to begin with, so I actually like ham. I don't know, just maybe it's that I forget what they call it, but yeah, that chemical that's naturally found in turkey meat that knocks you out. Not a huge fan of it. That and yeah, that and tend to just be real picky about turkey itself. Hey, Panorama, good to see you. Did all Mr. Coop? Did all your birds get to say goodbye to her as well? No, I know you got more than one. I just don't know how many of those things you have. That's weird. Like I say, I'm more of a ham person than a turkey person. Ah, the birdies were sleepy. Hmm. So they probably don't like all the turkey talk. fellow foul. To them, it's foul language. I heard you talking to the Woburns about it, but I'll be honest, I wouldn't know the difference too much. I mean, I know a little, but yeah. Hey, this is the most I've really gotten off of YouTube yet. So, now is that the original one, or I know they just came out with a new one, a more live action CGI version? But again, it might not be fully released yet, so I don't know. When we're subscribed to Hulu and Disney Plus, we watched the little series they had on Hulu. My daughter was getting a kick out of that. Yeah, okay. I think we lost Wee to me. Mr. Coop, I would love that he hasn't shown up yet. I don't get the opportunity to talk to him too much other than when he's on his stream or Skipper's stream. I think he's shown up once on one of my streams for a couple minutes. So, but I think I could be quite boring because I just talk random stuff. I don't focus on a certain put a lot of focus on a certain topic. So, I mean, yeah, focus a bit on the veteran side of things regarding my plight with the VA, and talk a little bit of ham radio and faith-based stuff, and I think that's kind of caused a slight chasm in things. I don't know what he does for work, and yeah, side research, yeah. That's his thing. And that's why that's why in a short time he's already up to over 500 subs. Great for him. Me, I'm just me. I'm just little old me. Well, not so little, but. I'm not ashamed to hide my toothless self. Talking about How to Train Your Dragon. You're talking about you doing your own streams there, Host Picker, that we were talking about last night? There's a lot of good content out there, but laptops are basically a condensed version of a desktop, in my opinion. They just take up a little less space. Now, trying to stream from a cell phone, that's a little more tricky. Unless you're literally out there doing the First Amendment type stuff. First Amendment auditing, Second Amendment auditing. Yeah, I mean, what kind of video would I be running? I mean, I'm not a gamer, so and I'm real picky that I don't want to, I definitely don't want to take other people's content. So I try to use Restream from a phone. Yeah, believe it or not, that's what I was having to do when I didn't have a generator for a month and a half. They didn't catch me online doing too many streams. And most of what I'm watching is whatever. Here's the fun part. So far, all my subs have came from, I'll admit, all of them came from other places such as Veteran Nation and Spawn Trooper, and I appreciate it. And maybe a couple, and I've got a couple subs that came from a couple other places. But other channels I follow and watch, but yeah, they can. On the shorts bit, yeah, I was getting a real big kick about Skipper doing his military jokes. Well, pretty much the only buddies I have on YouTube right now, Mr. Coop, are Skipper and Spawn, and I'm interacting with you now. Uh, but yeah, don't know too many people well enough to that, and it's just I don't want to feel like a copycat or anything, or yeah, just a grifter or copycat. Just you know, me is me, and that's why these little kicking it things are kind of fun because you get to talk with people and hang out because that's what to me that's kind of one of the things that's missing. Yeah, you got Skipper's streams about everything he's talking about. You got Spawn with everything he's talking about, and but everybody kind of has goes their separate ways after this. It's like everybody gets in. There's a nice big clique congealing around all of it of veterans and veteran supporters and whatnot, and that's kind of where I kind of see myself at a little bit with that. I mean, yeah, I have my ministry stuff and ham radio stuff, but being a fellow veteran with veteran, VA issues, you know, I like this little bit here because, you know, just fill-in time. When they're not live, come over here. We can hang out and continue just conversating and having fun. Yeah, host picker. I would like to do some interviews, but those would be faith-based interviews, and that would be more for my ministry page, um, and it would be on the topic of faith. But yeah, unfortunately, what should have been the groundwork to start heading that direction, I had my feet cut out from under me on that one. When Skipper was talking about having fun connecting with a certain person they did an interview with that was a fellow vet and part of the Florida saga, in a way. One of the things that me and Skipper had talked about was, I want to talk about the RVing side of things because being a fellow RVer, as well as, the faith side of things with a fellow vet. And unfortunately, when they were able to actually make the connection and do the interview on Veteran Nation, I was in the middle of all my problems of no generator and didn't even know about it until literally like a day or two later when I was able to log back into YouTube. So, and before I mentioned that type of thing regarding that one person over there, at one point I had also personally reached out to someone involved, towards the center of the drama to discuss. I reached out to their email address and got the generic reply, and because I wanted to, with my podcast side of things, not my, not the YouTube side, but my Christian Cowboy Journals podcast. I saw an opportunity to interview about how their faith was holding up through the matters, and yeah, I never heard anything back, and I don't expect to. They don't know me from anybody else, and they just get so many requests all the time. So neither here nor there. But that's what I would like my Christian Cowboy Journals podcast. The route that I would like that to go would be, talking faith with different people and different that have going through different things and how they're, and you know, that, expanding on that podcast. And then Spotify did their little funny stuff, and with the Anchor FM side of it, and yeah, just totally goofed that all the heck. So can't win for losing. Yeah, but like this Kickin it stuff, I look at it as a way to just kind of, Spawn's not streaming, Skipper's not streaming. Hey, if you're not off watching other videos and shorts and whatnot, you want to keep having fun conversating, come on over. I don't think the timing was off so much as because when I made the request, it was basically, you could see the stress that those people were going through on their videos, and that's when that discussion, in my opinion, was a good time to be had. Focusing on, because you can talk about it afterwards, and but as you're going through it, the focus, the show, as you're, because we could all sit there and say, yeah, we've been through this, and and talk about things during the good times a little bit and say, hey, yeah, my faith, but when you're in the heart of it and your faith is being tried, that's a good time to talk about it with other, have that discussion. But it is what it ain't. And yes, that's become my way of saying things a little bit, just to be a little different from everybody else. Spawn Trooper and his yeets, and Skipper and his thank you for being worth serving, and some of the other 1A channels and their way, here's the deal, and all those guys. Everybody has a little catchphrase. But, I have my own little catchphrases, not copying. Yeah, I know I'm not copying on that one, but yeah. Oh, I do. I take things. Don't take things too seriously. Yeah, but who's Have? How can you be Have if you don't know who Have is? So, I'll admit my live streaming endeavors are works in progress. And I think Skipper had a little bit of help at one point. He had himself a producer. uh, but well. So how much more you got to upload, Panorama? Or did you get all those videos edited and taken care of finally? Favorite movie? That's a fun one. You'll have a few I like. It depends upon now. I have favorite movies in different types of categories. Hold on. For example, I have a favorite movie in the Star Trek movies. But the reason I consider it my favorite is an odd one. In the Star Trek movies, my favorite is Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home. And that's because of the aircraft carrier. And that's because I served, I ended up serving on an aircraft carrier too, but, that and Captain Debbie Wells, yeah. But, and you just heard the particular saying in that one. Captain Debbie Wells, yeah. From Scotty. But, I also like The Matrix. I like Smokey and the Bandit. I like all the Matrix movies. I like Smokey and the Bandit, Back to the Future. Those are all, these are all movies that I could watch more than, over and over, well, not over and over again daily, but, and then I have my favorites, which are some of the classics and the holiday movies. I really like watching, and I know there's multiple different versions, Miracle on 34th Street. But I like the one that the more popular one that that was played in the 80s. I mean, there's the original black and white only, and then there was a remake, and there was also one that was where they changed it to like 45th Street or some silly thing. But or 37. Yeah, I don't know. But I kind of like. One movie I really like watching, and I did get a chance to see it this year. I haven't seen it in a couple of years because it wasn't available free on streaming, but I did find it for free this time around. And that's White Christmas with Bing Crosby and Danny Kaye. I like It's a Wonderful Life, but it's I like watching it just because it's a classic, but that's something I tend to fall asleep during, just because to me it's you know dance by the light of the moon. To me, it's kind of corny, I mean, it's a classic, but to me, it's just kind of corny. But I do like the fact that it's kind of based around Cuyahoga Falls, yeah, Falls, New York. I believe if I pronounced that right. I know I'm not really from New York, but been in New York and long enough. I was in New York long enough to know the history of when it was written and how and what town they kind of based it on. The writing, the Bedford Falls itself was based around Cuyahoga Falls, New York. That's about like somebody trying to say Massachusetts. Oh, I recently saw that they've got an abridged version of It's a Wonderful Life. I'm like, seriously? You can't abridge that one. You take away from it if you do. But, and of course, I really, I enjoy almost all of the versions of Scrooge slash, yeah. Oh man, why is my brain going sideways on me? But yeah, that classic story. Dickens, Charles Dickens. Um, but yeah, but I even like the Mickey Mouse version of A Christmas Carol. Yeah, an American Christmas Carol and the Mickey Mouse Christmas Carol. And, I like all those all of the versions of that. I think that would make an interesting collection to have. But one thing I do miss being able to see because I don't have cable and I don't pay for I do things as free as possible is all the different Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer movies that they classics. Where he helped out Baby New Year's and then the well and there's a time travel type thing and then of course the Island of Misfit Toys and Bumble's Bounce. Yeah. Yeah, I pretty much enjoy most of the Christmas movies. It kind of stinks that there's such a short time between Halloween and Christmas. I consider once Halloween's over, it's Christmas time. Thanksgiving's just a special day to be thankful. Yes, I know that movie a little too well. You'll shoot your eye out, kid. Because as a kid, if I would have wore glasses, I would have looked like that boy. I would have looked like him. So, yes, I am all too familiar with that one. And of course, I like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Or, with Chevy Chase. And then the cat and the cat food in the Jello. uh, I even like that newer one that came out a couple years ago. Where basically Santa takes up arms against some, the home invaders. I even like that one. And even Billy Bob Thornton and Bad Santa. Now, some of the horror flick ones I don't care about too much, but and I don't mind The Nightmare Before Christmas. Not so much that I would have a storage unit full of this stuff. Oh my goodness, that was fun to watch when they opened that storage unit. Oh. I liked all of those, plus I liked the little series that they came up with too. The problem is Disney's even tried to ruin that. Disney Corp. Trying to go too woke with that BS nonsense. I think I missed the last couple of episodes of the series, the TV series. The episodic version that was on Disney Plus. Just because they were taking forever to put it out, and I just wasn't. We got tired of paying the money. Actually, we were kind of getting it for free, but it was included with our cell phone plan. I like most of what Tim Allen did. Tim Allen's done, and he's an amateur radio operator. He did get his amateur radio license, technician class. When he was doing Last Man Standing. Actually, a lot of them ended up getting their amateur radio license on the crew. It just messed up what all went on with that. And they were going to allegedly do a redo of Home Improvement with Tim Allen with Disney, but there was a lot of backlash on that when he went to announce something like that on X. Because a lot of the people were still reeling from the Bud Light fiasco. Anywho's. Yeah, there's not too much I don't like in the Christmas category. I definitely miss all the Charlie Brown and Christmas and all those fun stuff. uh, Only because I watched the chat. Yeah. Dr. Phil is so fake himself that, yeah. It'd be better to have them on frickin' Springer. But now where they'd really get their bacon cooked would be on Steve Wilkos. Put them on Steve Wilkos and see how well they handle it. Because he don't play that nonsense. Dr. Phil will twist anything for his ratings. He's on the down and out. A lot of that stuff is. I mean, Oprah no longer has her show. Ellen DeGeneres doesn't really have a show anymore. Times have changed. But yeah, they just remind me of basically a Springer episode. Every time Jeremy posted something involving them, or anybody posted anything involving them, all that's going in the back of my mind is Jerry. Yeah, but any more fun? Yeah, I like my sci-fi stuff. I like my do like some westerns and stuff too, but it all depends on what I'm in the mood for. What kind of movies I like to watch. Unfortunately, my wife doesn't like the same thing all the time. Of course, I like a majority of Robin Williams movies. Majority, not all. There was a couple of them he did that weren't that great. But one of his movies that we've watched multiple times, just because we're in an RV now, is watching the movie RV. Especially when you need that hose spreader. Yeah. And Captain Hook and the Peter Pan stuff. And Captain Hook with Robin Williams wasn't too bad, but uh, some of the versions of that have gotten too woke. Although no, it's not the same. I do like both the original and the remake of Dumbo. When I talk Disney movies, the original and the remake of Dumbo weren't bad. And then Absent Minded Professor slash Flubber with Robin Williams. Flubber was the remake. I like those too. So sometimes a remake can be good, but it's kind of hard to outdo Jerry Lee Lewis. Hello, noise. Disorderly, orderly. Oh, TV show I used to like watching was Knight Rider, and I even like the movie they did, which was okay, using the Pontiac Banshee, and and the remake of that series wasn't too bad either. Of Knight Rider, where Kit became a Ford vehicle that could change between a truck and a car. Even changes color. It's like, what? That was kind of fun. I wish they would have done more with it, but part of their problem is they put stuff like stuff like that might be good. They don't put so much. They don't put too much of it over the air. They put it on cable where you got to pay for it. And if people can't afford to pay for it, I mean, they'll get the viewership, but yeah, just and that's part of what the wife messes about the little car we had. Even though it was an '09 Honda Accord Coupe, it was black on black and kind of reminded the wife of Kit, of that little Pontiac that was used for Kit. Little two-door coupe, had a similar profile. Thanks for reminding me. I mean, I may have already seen it, but I don't remember, so I'll have to just double check. And it might not be on a channel or streaming service on my Roku that I can see it on, which can also cause me to forget. Actually, I'll pull it up now and see if it's available. Let's see. And literally going through. Okay. Austin City 65 to 2021. What's that? 2018 to 2021, 3 seasons. And 1998 movie. Okay. Available to rent or buy. It's on Fandango, Netflix, Prime. I'll have to check in the Prime to see if it has a free version. So. I keep losing sound. Maybe talking just too softly. I'm using the built-in microphone right now. I have a little lapel mic similar to like what Skipper has, but they work for about 2 hours and they die. Let's go over on Discord. Coffee? You mentioned coffee? Coffee? Where's the coffee? He likes coffee. In Panorama? No, he does a lot of he has a lot of videos. He did a lot of stuff with videos apparently. So editing videos, basically producing his own stuff. Where you record it first and then post it later. Actually a production versus just a live stream. Kind of like what Jeremy with What the Hells does with the with a lot of their with everything but their live stream is all pre-recorded, put together, and then released on a different day. And that can be very time consuming. Especially if the videos are on different devices. You got to put them all on the same device. You got to edit, trim, cut. If you got to do any voiceover or anything else, yeah. Yes, well, yes and no. Modern laptops or notebook computers, they don't even call them laptops anymore, when they do have built-in fans. But most areas can be dusty, dust mites or whatever, just things are naturally dusty. And that can tend to clog things up and things can get a little hot. And the fans can tend to make noise if there's too much clog up. But you can buy an external fan, so you gotta be careful. So you gotta make sure that the area where the fans are is clear. Usually you want to prop the back end. Usually it's propping the back end of the laptop up a little bit, raising it up about an inch higher than the end closest to you. But also they do make fans that go underneath that help push a lot more air and keep things cooler. And the fans can be as cheap as around $20 or less than $40. I'll put it that way. Uh, and they're well worth the investment. If you can afford it, you know, little, what they call it, little laptop fan or whatever. The fans that go underneath it. You just gotta be kind of careful because I know, like at one point, I had a fan that plugged in, went underneath, but the problem is the fans were nowhere near where the vents were on the laptop that I was using, that it was attached to. So if you can get those external fans to match up close to where the vents are on the laptop, then yeah, you're pretty good. In that case, yeah, they do get hot. Basically, you want a flat surface, such as an oversized clipboard, in those types of cases. At minimum, because they already have laptops already have raised areas, like a footing area to help provide airflow. But when you set them on top of something like a comforter, or on something like a bed or a natural pillow, those basically they conform around. So you need, at bare minimum, some sort of flat, solid surface underneath the laptop. And then if you can do something with a fan or something, it makes things even better. I know the fan thing that I had at one point, that I was using at one point, was like cushioned on one side and fans, and that's what I was using underneath. Where you technically could set it on your lap with the fans there, because the fans would circulate in a way that didn't pull up from a bed or mattress. It actually pulled in from the backside and pulled the air in, and then helped pull heat away from the device. Like I said, the bare minimum is to use a solid flat surface. You could use something like, the lid to a tub. Wouldn't be too bad. Even though those can be kind of flimsy, they're flat enough and solid enough to prevent any issues. A kid's lap writing desk, that they, those things that you can usually find. Used to be able to find them at like Walmart and stuff like that. Little work table, work desk type thing. Since you're and with what you mentioned yesterday, if you have one of those bedside tray tables, those work great. They actually make a laptop desk that is very much similar to one, and will actually tilt the laptop section towards you and still leave a flat surface for the mouse. At one point, I had one of those types of desks. It was really nice. Piece of cardboard can work as long as you can keep the cardboard flat. Because you're better off actually having a shimmed up box, actual full blown box, and not just the cardboard flat. Or you do cardboard and use some popsicle sticks. Yeah, if you got a box, you can set it on. That'll be helpful. Duct tape, a redneck's best friend. Duct tape and baling wire, or chewing gum. No double bubble. So, that can be problematic. Unless you can get yourself one of those Giotto desks, like with the police using their cruisers, and mount that to the side of your bed, and have it come around, and where you can pull it in when you need it, and shove it out the way when you don't. But even with the laptop, if you use most modern notebooks and laptops have HDMI out, you plug it into, if you get a wireless keyboard mouse and you set it up to for share screen, you could use TV on the wall as your monitor. where basically all you need is a place with a keyboard and mouse. Especially if you get a wireless keyboard and mouse. 98% of the TVs nowadays are on the wall. Very few people use the feet that come with them. Because the feet are just so little. The cat's got bigger paws. All right, well, it's probably wrapping this stream up a little bit. And instead of talking about it, I probably should start the scripture reading instead of just talking about it. So, I don't know. Sounds like fun, hoes. Have fun. All right, well, thank you folks for dropping in. I got to pin the link to the top of the chat for my other YouTube channel. Feel free to join me over there. I just won't be responding to any chat messages until basically maybe at the end of each reading. All right. Good night. Shalom. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.